Well, well, well. Well. Oh my god. Wow. I'm frothing. He's a fro. Frolicking. I don't know the word. I don't know the word. English is not my first language, but either way. Well. Did you guys have a great time? Did you guys enjoy watching one of the greatest Champion League games so far this season? Okay. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Barcelona whooping ass. Belt to ass, as they would say, to Newcastle at the Camp Nou. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. I probably watched the highlight maybe 3 times, maybe 3, 4, 5 times, maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 or 9. I watched a few times, is what I'm saying. Okay, and it feels good. It feels good. From a Barcelona fan perspective, this is just like, oh my god. The only thing that would make this whole thing even better if it was Liverpool also was out. I mean, if Liverpool, Galatasaray did the job and took Liverpool out, we would only have Arsenal. And and if we take Arsenal out, I mean, we can only dream. People, I mean, it's a free country. You can dream. You should dream. Dreaming is good. Dreaming gets you up in the morning and go for your dreams, looking forward to this happening. So I don't care what happens in life right now, I have to see what happens with Arsenal. But on the serious note, let's talk about the game. Barcelona played Newcastle. So the first leg obviously was 1-1. And the 1-1 was not in favor for Newcastle, of course, because we all know, if you're a Barcelona fan, you already know, whenever we go away games, it never goes well. It just never goes well. And there were times where it was hard for us to even pass the last 16, nevertheless, trying to get into the quarterfinal, right? And usually our biggest problem was scoring goals. Scoring goals when we are at away games, it's just been very hard. And it would be hard if it was just scoring goals. And the other is like, not stopping them from scoring goals. And we're in a season where we're playing high line, so I don't think we played a game in the Champions League this season where the opponent have not scored a goal on us. We're just leaking goals. That's for sure. So there were going to be goals. You were just hoping it wasn't more goals than we scored on them. That was the only thing we were hoping for. And I must say, Newcastle, obviously, we already played them this season. They lost with Rashford 2 goals. And I'm sure they wanted to get back. You know what I mean? After the first game, I remember one of their players, Anthony Gordon, he was like, yo, these guys, I couldn't even touch the ball, man. And I think people really took that kind of, it's like, yo, why are you admiring your opponents like that? And I like to think as a team, they were like, we know Barcelona's a bigger club, but we're going to show them, hey, man, this is what the Premier League's about, all right? You guys might have playing styles, but I'm sure you can't deal with this physical and speed of the Premier League. That's what everybody was saying, and that's what Newcastle was saying as well. So the first game started, and Newcastle implemented that idea perfectly. Because the whole game, it was straight up chaos. I mean, Barcelona was just kind of praying this game to be over. I mean, Newcastle were doing everything they can to score a goal. They had so many chances they missed. They shouldn't have. We had chances too. You know what I mean? And it just didn't go well. Really, Newcastle just played a better game on the first round, right? On the first half of the game, that's the first leg. Newcastle they were great. And they scored a goal finally. The sad part is that when you play against a team like Barcelona, all they need is that one moment. So Daniel Olmo comes in, and he gets that penalty at the end of the game. I think it was maybe 1 or 2 minutes left in the game. And as cool as you like, Lemar steps up, and he scores. And it's 1-1 going back to Camp Nou. Now, we all know this season, Camp Nou, we haven't lost a game. That's right. The Camp Nou has been a temple for us. We're back there. And it feels like the players are very comfortable, like a home game. And truthfully, the home advantage has been a thing. This game is a perfect example. So Newcastle came into this game hoping to get something out of it, right? And I'm sure the fact that they played great at their home game that gave them confidence to come here. That if they repeat the same performance, they're good. That's what they're thinking in their mind. They're basically hoping Barcelona doesn't have any more gear. All the gear Barcelona has, they already saw it. So there's no way Barcelona can get another gear. So if they just put in just a little bit more than what they did the first leg, there's a chance. There's a chance right there. I'm sure that's what they were thinking. Anyway, the game started, and that's exactly how they played. They played with the same tempo, same intensity as the first game. Sadly for Newcastle, the difference between that last game, between this game, is that you're away from home. And also, the front three finally got their shooting boots on. That was really the big difference. And every game when Rafinha is scoring a goal like the first goal. So, anyway, as the game is going on, as I was saying, the first 5 minutes or so, I mean, Newcastle was just very much intensity. Just all around, they're like, let's just continue on how we left off this game. And for Barcelona, they were just like, we just need that one goal. And Rafinha gets the goal. And even the first goal, the way he scored it, it really gave hope to me. And I like to think that's how every player felt. You know what I mean? So Rafinha, the first goal, just the way he controlled it, right? And just the mistakes that happened from the Newcastle team, it was sublime. I mean, the time he took to score that first goal, you're saying, all right, this guy's feeling it today. Whatever he took, he's feeling it. You know, whatever vibe he's in, he's on. The shooting boots are on. That's what I was thinking in my head. And as the game went on, of all people, Alanga scores a goal. Okay, and I'm thinking, even the goal that he scored, it was so amateur. It was an amateur hour goal. All right, because Eric Garcia, if he would have just stayed and not came in, the wing would have been open, and it was just like simple pass. Galanga scores a great goal, and so now it's 1-1. I'm thinking like, all right, okay, these guys are not playing. These guys are here to play. All right. That being said, immediately, I think Alanga scores at 15 minutes. At 18 minutes, another goal. We get a goal. And the goal was a set piece of all things. You know, as we don't even know, we're not known for set piece guys. And so the goal comes from set piece. Rafinha puts the ball in, and Martino heads to Marc Burnet, and that was about it. 2-1. All right, we're all relaxed. All right, this is our home. Now I'm pretty sure Lewandowski's like, man, I want to get in this. I want to get some goals. And Lemar, I'm sure he's like, man, I want some goals. All right, I want it. And then out of nowhere, okay, Newcastle are like, we're not done. We're not done at all. We still have energy. We're still kicking it. Okay, Alanga again scores, and this goal that Alanga scores, Eric Garcia leaves because he gets injured, and then you put Araujo in there. Now I don't know how you feel as a Barcelona fan. I don't think Araujo is it. That's it. I don't know how he's the captain. I don't know. He's been part of all the downfall. That's very harsh. That's very harsh. But all I'm saying is choice making has been terrible for the last 3 seasons, especially in the major games, especially in the Champions League. Everybody, if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. And then having him and Cancelo left and right, it was anxiety. It was such an anxiety the first half. Especially the goal. The goal literally, he could have stopped it. He was nonchalant about it, and the ball went through his leg. Okay. So anyway, 2-2. 2-2. But the tempo of the game wasn't changed, and it seems like tactic was out the window. And that's where Barcelona really thrives. They're playing a high line to drag you in, to come in, entice you, and then boom, chaos starts, and it works for them perfectly, right? Because you're out of place. You know, whatever tactic you had is not working anymore, and these guys they're moving around too much. And that's what happened. So Newcastle got it together for the first half, and they were doing great. So every time Barcelona scored, they scored. So now it's 2-2. The game is going. Each side is having chances, and they're not scoring. They're not doing it. They're not taking it. And then finally, Newcastle just couldn't take it from overwhelming of just Barcelona coming from side to side, just poking every space there is to them, right? and they just couldn't take it anymore. Rafinha puts a great ball in, all right, and basically all Rafinha had to do was score it. But as Rafinha trying to score the goal, Trippier grabs his hand. First of all, they didn't call it. The VAR calls for the ref to go to the monitor. The ref goes to the monitor. Obviously, it's a penalty. Now the conversation is it a red card? It's not clear that Rafinha was going to get there, right? But it is 100% clear that Trippier was holding him. And that's why he only got a yellow card instead of red card. Because we don't really know if Rafinha was going to make it. And all right, whatever. I think it's red, but whatever, okay? So that was one. The penalty happens. Lamar scores, and he scores greatly. And you can see the way he scores. So the penalty that he scored on Newcastle's home, you can see that he's. So I mean, I'm not a bad soccer player in my days, but anyway. So when you take penalties, usually I kind of did the same thing. I'm sure a lot of people take penalty do the same thing. You look at one way and then you try to shoot the other way. And as a goalkeeper, you're just hoping that whatever he's looking, sometimes maybe he's trying to trick you, sometimes he's not. I mean, you're just taking a chance, whatever you feel that this guy's going to do, right? If you look at the penalty from both of them, you can see that he's looking at the same place, but he's not shooting at the same place. So the last time he shot at the opposite of where he was looking at. This time he shot exactly where he was looking at. And Ramsdale, credit to him, he kind of followed it. He's like, "Hey man, this guy, I'm gonna do exactly where he's going and see what happens." So it didn't work out for him. I mean, he was close, I guess. He was close. He went the same direction. But he didn't get it. So anyway, halftime happens. It's 3-2. And I like to think that was the deflation. I don't think any deflation has happened. I like to think Barcelona went back into the dressing room and they were just kind of like, hey, what's going on? They were just chilling. Like they weren't even thinking. They knew they were going to win it. Because really, whatever anybody tells you, there's a lot of conversation about, oh, we made this mistake. We made that mistake or whatnot. Brother, no. They just got outplayed in every way you can think about. Come on. What are we talking about? I'm not even saying that Newcastle didn't miss chances, but Barcelona was overwhelmingly way better in every aspect, the first half and the second half. The only reason why we're trying to give a little bit leeway to Newcastle is because they did great in the first half. And I'm not... Which is the first leg. Which I'm like, yeah, I agree. But, dog, Barcelona had 19 shots in this game, and they had 13 on target. Newcastle had 9 shots. Compared to the last game, not even close. Even if you look at the possessions, it's not the same. So all I'm saying is there was no way Newcastle was going to win this game. There's absolutely no way. So after that goal, I knew we were done here. And then immediately when the second half starts... At 51 minute, you can just see the movement. Okay? I don't know how this Newcastle defender thought it was a good idea to follow Lewandowski. This dude follows Lewandowski. And obviously, Martin just passed the ball directly to Rafinha. And it's wide open. The guy left his spot. And Rafinha just runs in there. And then there you go. What are 4 goals now? So at this point, all right, we're done. We're done, right? Well, Lewandowski's like, this is ridiculous. Everybody's getting a goal. Where's my goals? Where are my goals? And that's exactly what happened. 56 minutes, Lewandowski gets a header. 61 minutes, Lewandowski gets another goal. It was over. At the 71 minutes, you're thinking, are these guys going to score more goals? Can they chill out? Like, come on. Be generous. And, they were generous. They were like, all right, we'll stop here. Okay, so Barcelona comes through. They will play against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid plays against Tottenham. Tottenham, I mean, the mistakes they made in the first leg, it was just kind of impossible. The hole that they dig was just too big for them to come out. Even though this game they won, you just knew once that amazing goal Alaves scored, you're just like, I think we're done here. And we were done there. So Atletico Madrid comes through, and they'll play against Barcelona. So, I mean, obviously, I think Barcelona's 100% going to come through. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit arrogant about it. I'm sorry, but I just don't see Atletico Madrid taking Barcelona away from going to the semifinal. Okay, I just don't see that happening. That's it. That's all. That's my take. I've seen these guys play over 10 years. and I'm very confident. I am gonna eat my words, but I am very confident that Atletico Madrid is not gonna take out Barcelona in the Champions League. Like Barcelona's gonna come through fine. Yeah, I said it fine. Anyway, on the other one was Liverpool versus Galatasaray, and this was crazy because the Galatasaray was amazing at their home game, and you're hoping they were 1 goal ahead. All they had to do is to make sure that Liverpool didn't score a goal at all. They couldn't do that at all. I mean, I think the first half of the game, maybe the first 10 minutes of the game, I mean, Liverpool was absolutely just choking them. And this was another game where the home advantage was prime, okay? We're never walk alone type stuff, okay? So the crowd was wilding, and maybe that overwhelmed them. But the players, again, same thing for Barcelona, kind of like that. They just kind of knew that they were going to win this game. And in their mind, they were like, we're not just going to win this game. We're going to make a statement. And to me, they really didn't make a statement. They were so confident during the halftime. I remember Jamie Carragher, at this time, they were about 1 goal up, right? So the leg is tie. It's 1-1, okay? And they were like, hey, Jamie, what do you think is going to happen on the second half? Jamie was like, Liverpool is going to comfortably, okay? He didn't say they were going to win. He said they were going to comfortably win this round, and they're going to go through. And he was absolutely right, okay? Second half started. I don't know what happened to Galatasaray. I feel like they were scared. I think they were please end this game. They had 1 shot on target. They had 1 shot on target. There's not much to say. Okay? So anyway, Liverpool comes, and this is I got to say, the quarterfinal is going to be a blast. I mean, all the games in the quarterfinal are all of them. I mean, every game is a blockbuster. The fact that it's a crime that we have to pick what game to watch. I wish we had 1 game each day of the week. That's how great these fixtures are. Okay? Now, anyway, so we have Real Madrid versus Bayern. We have Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. We have Sporting versus Arsenal. We have PSG versus Liverpool. Brother, all these games, I don't want to miss any of them. I want to make sure I don't miss any of them. Don't miss any of them, guys. These are great games to tell about your kids. That's how great these games are. And if we're getting any kind of inclination of the last round of goal scoring and the record we just broke, I can't imagine the goal scoring is going to happen in the quarterfinal. And I'm expecting a lot of goals. Okay? So get excited. All right. That's all I got today, guys. I'll see you.